Removing a Rubbermaid mop head is an activity you will need to perform from time to time. A new mop head cleans your surface perfectly. It, however, gets old and less effective with time. This is the point where you need to remove your mop head for replacement. After removing your mop head, you can then replace it with a new or more effective one. You also need to remove your mop head when you need to clean it thoroughly. There are spaces in your home that will be too dirty sometimes. They'll make your mop too dirty and hard to clean. In this case, you need to remove your Rubbermaid mop head to clean it effectively by hand. You can also save yourself all the hassle by washing the mop head in a washing machine. Read on to find the correct steps on how to remove your Rubbermaid mop head. 6 steps you should follow to remove Rubbermaid mop head. Below is a detailed, step-by-step procedure that will guide you through the correct steps of removing a Rubbermaid mop head. Following these steps will make the process easy, fast, and safe. Wring out your mop. This step is essential as it makes it easy for you to remove the mop head. With water dripping down the mop handle, it will be messy and difficult to remove the mop head. The water will cause your hands to skid over the handle, hence not holding it firmly enough. Position your mop correctly. Stand it in a position that will allow you to access the head easily. Here, you need to stand the mop upside down to bring the mop head closer to you. This position also allows you to access the parts of the mop that you need to unscrew to remove the mop head. Remove the C-clamp. Separate the yarn carefully to reveal the pull. This will enable you to see the C-clamp close to the tip of the mop head clearly. Consequently, twist the C-clamp to detach it from the pull. Detach the mop head. Turn the mop head anti-clockwise to unscrew it from the ratchet handle. Once it disconnects, detach it from the pull. This step will leave the mop head hanging from the zip tie. Cut the zip tie. In this step, you will need to get a sharp penknife or a pair of scissors. Using your cutting tool, cutting it off completely detaches the mop head from the handle for easy removal. 6. Fulfill your purpose. At this point, the mop head is separated from the pull. You can therefore do with it what you intended to. You can clean it thoroughly, dispose of it, or store it away depending on what your reason for removing it was. 4 mistakes you should avoid while removing Rubbermaid mop head. You need to follow the correct steps when removing a Rubbermaid mop head to avoid ruining it or hurting yourself. Failure to follow the right steps when removing your Rubbermaid mop head can cause damage to your mop. Below are common mistakes that people make when removing a Rubbermaid mop head and guidelines on how to avoid them. Failure to wring the yarn. A wet mop will not only mess your floor and clothes, but will also make the mop head removal difficult. It will cause your hands to slide against the handle. Without the grip, your hands will not hold the handle strongly enough. Consequently, removing the mop head will be a harder job than it should be. To avoid the hassle, wring your mop to let out as much water as possible. This mop head is self-wringing but still requires your input to ensure that you get out most of the water. Failure to position the handle correctly. Failure to position the handle correctly will take you too much unnecessary time. It also makes it hard for you to access the head. You should therefore ensure that you stand your mop handle on the floor when removing the mop head. In a standing position, you will access the head and expose the pull. It will also allow you to reach the C-clamp easily to remove the mop head effortlessly. Failure to unscrew the mop head correctly. Failure to unscrew the mop head can lead to damage. You will have to force the mop head out if you fail to unscrew it properly. Forcing it out will ruin the mop head and the ratchet handle, making it impossible to attach another mop head. Turn the mop head anti-clockwise to unscrew it from the handle before sliding it off the handle. This step will keep your Rubbermaid mop and ratchet handle safe from damage. Failure to cut the zip tie. It will be difficult for you to remove the mop head if you fail to cut the zip tie. This zip tie is tough and will hurt if you attempt to cut it using your bare hands. You should therefore be armed with a tool such as a knife to cut it off. Cutting this zip tie detaches the mop head completely from the handle, allowing you to remove it easily. 3 smart tips to reassemble Rubbermaid mop head. Removing a Rubbermaid mop head is an easy and fast task. It may, however, take longer and involve a lot of hassle if you do not know what you need to make the process a bliss. The tips below will help you to reassemble your Rubbermaid mop head with no trouble. Get your tools ready. After pulling the barrel through the middle of the mop head, you will need to pull the zip ties and cut the hanging edges. To save time, have your scissors or penknife ready for this step. This way, you will reassemble your Rubbermaid mop head without having to walk around finding the necessary tools. Ensure that your replacement mop head is dry. The mop head that you intend to replace your old mop head with should be dry. A wet mop head will make your floor and hands messy. It will also be hard for you to maintain the strong grip needed to fix the mop head securely. Get the correct replacement mop head. There are various mop head sizes in the market. The mop you need is one that perfectly fits your specific ratchet handle. You should therefore determine the size of mop head that you need before buying one. Rubbermaid mop has a sturdy handle and tough yarn and cleans your floor excellently. It serves for a long time if you accord it the care it needs. It is essential for every homemaker to learn how to remove a Rubbermaid mop head, change and reassemble it. You will have to remove the mop head from the handle to replace it or clean it thoroughly. Ensure that you follow the correct steps as discussed above and avoid mistakes to change the mop head safely and easily. Change your mop head as soon as it needs replacement to keep it working effectively.